Indeed. Greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. I feel finally we're live again. It feels like it's been a year since the last few seconds I was live for. Thank you for joining me, Shan. I saw Lane was here and Genevieve, Susanna. I don't know if I missed anyone. Let me know whenever you want to do a test stream in private. He's reaching out as well. Love you, Gary. I don't know if he's here right now. Probably not. Hello again, Lane. Dude, tell me, Lane. What have you been up to? Have you been enjoying yourself? Has it been brutal? Uh, have you been keeping the fire inside of you alive? Maybe that's the question to be asked. I'm gonna write in the inside of this paper, fire. That little E line wasn't there, fire. All right, every single one of us is a fire keeper. We have the fire of love burning in our souls. And instead of trying to extinguish this fire in others, we add, we contribute. Kate says, so Melt, you are not squarely in the screen and your audio is very hard for me to hear. Maybe just me, I don't know. I should have remembered to go and download that audio booster that Indira1 told me about. Apparently the YouNow stream audio is very quiet. I'm so sorry, Kate. Thank you for letting me know again. I just spaced a little bit, I guess. Hello again. Now we're right sides up. It's better. Like my brain was giving me so many signals that whatever I'm doing right now is wrong. It was like, whatever this is. I guess the feature is still being pushed out. Susanna, nice to have you here again. With the snow we have, it's been difficult. It is difficult. That's why I'm asking specifically. Today's stream is going to be about fire. Specifically, there's Vindira. Love you, friend. Fire, specifically. And then in this context of the ancient fire keepers, that there used to be a role that people would play as a fire keeper. They would be responsible for holding onto a little ember, literally on their bodies. And then they would keep this ember alive throughout the entire day until they had to make a fire again. And then they would provide this ember in order to start this fire up. And that was their sole purpose in life. They were supposed to keep this little ember, this fire, ceaselessly alive, right? And if you fail, your tribe could die of cold or of lack of nutrients, with not being able to cook their food. So it was a massive responsibility to be a firekeeper and to see ourselves, us as a community, us as individuals, as those firekeepers for the world we're going into. The fire isn't necessarily the same fire we use to try and keep alive, but I feel the fire we're trying to keep alive these days is just the fire of passion, the fire of love, the fire of excitement, the fire of hope, the fire of ambition, the fire of enthusiasm, the fire of community, just community in and of itself. You friends have been providing so much warmth, so much fire in this space with me. I appreciate you so much for that. How do you have, Lane? How much do you have? We got like a foot overnight with another foot expected. There we go. I think I am embers right now. I need to rekindle like in Dark Souls 3. It's beautiful you say that, Lane. During today's yoga practice, I brought into our minds that understanding that sometimes you're embers, sometimes you're a bright burning fire, right? And you're not less for being embers and you're not more for being a bright burning fire. You're just in the frequency of being fire, right? That the ember has all of the capacity, all of the capability of being a massive raging fire again. And the massive raging fire has all of the capability, all of the possibility of just being a small little ember. And realizing that we ebb and flow between these states of being embers, just barely holding on, trying to stay alive. And sometimes we're these absolutely outrageous, right, earth scorching presences. And it's okay to be both. It's okay to be one or the other. It's okay to be you. No matter what you do, you're still the fire after all. Nothing can squeeze that fire from you. I'm seeing the lower half of your face below the nose. This is true. For some reason, this is just how it's gonna have to be as well, Kate. Like I'll be super mysterious on the on the you now side of the streams. You can adjust the volume by going to your mic settings on your phone. Like in the app or in my phone settings itself. I've never seen any settings like that. I like the view of your scarf here, Mel. There we go. Yeah. Maybe that's the way it should be. It's a scarf stream. No, I'll do it like this. Yes. Suddenly I feel schmanchy. So schmanchy. So schmanchy. This is a gift from Christian as well. So he's sharing his presence. He's sitting there in silence, brain damaging himself.
I'm not brain damaged, I'm reading. Shit. I don't always brain damage myself. Just occasional brain damage.
Like
Healthy amounts of brain damage.
we considered putting yourself in a dopamine loop where you scroll from one thing to another, to another, to another. And specifically, you scroll through things that you actually want to forget. It's like brain damaging yourself. And we call each other out on that a lot. We use our momentary consciousness to say we are this and not that. Right now, in this moment, we're using our consciousness to say we are fire and not water, right? We are earth and not air. It is a trip that we're ceaselessly a part of. Realizing that we are all of it. And the fire included. On your phone, if iPhone, swipe down. Yeah, I don't have an iPhone, unfortunately. I don't know if I can just swipe down here. Media devices. Yeah. Oh no, I don't think I was supposed to do that. Oh man. It actually killed my stream. It was like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. We'll start it up again. We'll just do just chatting. I'm sick of guess I'll have to do. It was so wrong. I wanted to throw my phone. Me too, Joy Me. I was like, no, this something is not right. Linda is here too. Cleaning room, almost done. Feels good. Proud of you. Peppermint Mononoke. Me and Christian watched Princess Mononoke last night. Was it last night?
I think so.
What the hell, dude? What is happening with time in my brain right now, dude? You could have told me like it was weeks ago, and I would be like, yeah, actually, that checks out as well.
Weeks ago, bro.
Fire. What is something
it was
good?
yesterday, a week ago.
Yesterday. Was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Was it yesterday?
It was yesterday, a week ago.
Dude, my brain. Tell me, Christian, the intention on the inside. If fire is the outside intention, what's the inside intention? Cultivation. For the intention.
With a J.
Mm.
Here's a contradictory on water.
Okay, let's do water.
Sweat. We're gonna sweat today.
I'm not gonna sweat. I'm gonna do legs today,
Oh,
bro.
for goodness sweat.
I'm not pushing my poor chest. Oh, it's like dying. It's like, bro, what have you done to me? What have you done to my chest? My body says.
Suffer.
I'm not suffering, but I am fearing it. Adding some water as well, and then we'll add some Degas symbols. Maybe a Degas. I see you have Degas on your pants as well, dude. Did you notice?
No. I don't see no daggers.
Degas, look harder, oh. You'll see it quickly.
Oh, okay. Cool.
There you go. More Degas. We'll do Degas. We'll do one of these. We'll do one of these. We'll do Isiketh. Some symbols as well. That should be it for now. It's hard to put the cap back on a pen, it seems. I don't know if I'm over caffeinated right now or something. I haven't even drank that much coffee. I haven't even finished my coffee. That's coffee. That didn't work. No, it seems it didn't peak. Hey, it was like, oh yeah? You dare try and change settings, do you? Christian, this is family-friendly channel.
Since when, bro?
I watched Mononoke a couple of nights ago, dude. Lane also re-elicited Fractal
Bro,
recently.
one of the greatest movies to ever be made.
Like that movie made me feel some things, dude. Made me worry about the state of humanity.
You wanna be a man?
And this is something that I shared with Christian as well during the whole watching experience of watching Princess Mononoke, is that there aren't any bad guys.
Nope.
I mean,
Not
maybe
one.
maybe the demons,
Nope.
like technically they get infested and they are good guys initially as
They're
well.
just trying to keep balance.
Yeah, right. Like there are no bad guys, and it's just this dynamic of vested interests. We want things.
It's rage. It's rage incarnate. That rage has to come from somewhere.
It was quite an experience, dude. It's been in my brains. It's in my brains. That's awesome. Always a good rewatch. I love movies like that. Always drawing something new from a reviewed film.
Always something new every time you watch it.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think there's been a single time that I've rewatched that movie, and I've probably rewatched it over 20 times now, where I haven't noticed something new that I didn't before. There's always some little quiet thing. There's a lot that you miss, like, there's so much happening all the time.
No man can step in the same river twice, for he's not the same man. And it's not the same river. Yeah. Technically it's the same movie, but the context with which you watch it, the reinformation, right? Like there's so much to watching a movie again, especially if it's a good one. There's like not a lot of movies that I watch more than once. You've watched? Yeah, we watched it together. The Sea Beast, dude. That movie is still with
You
me.
know how many
though.
people did not like that movie?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I also didn't get it. I really enjoyed it.
What did they not like about it, bro?
I don't know, they were like, it was just crap. It wasn't
Bro,
entertaining.
that movie spoke to my soul. Oh, like specifically, there's a scene where the little girl says to the dude, "You don't know everything," or "The world is a large place and you don't know everything." And it was this pivotal moment in the movie where you can see this enlightenment almost happening. I guess, dude, like
For me, it was that scene where they both fall off the ship, and he tries to help her, and it's the beast's giant fucking head looking at them from below.
that like just staring at them under the water in silence almost, in stillness.
Like, you think that creature is large until you understand how big the ocean is, bro.
Hmm.
How deep the ocean
Movies, yo. Animated movies hit different for me, dude. I don't think I've really watched any live action movie that made me feel as much as animated movies have, dude. I don't know why exactly that is. I feel maybe because there's a sense of freedom with which you can communicate ideas when you do it through an artistic medium instead of trying to connect it to the physical realm. And there's art within normal movies as well, don't get me wrong. But animated movies, to bring it back to the topic, have a certain fire to them. A certain fire. Creative juice. You haven't watched SEAL Team, have you? That movie messed me up. It's still messing me up a little bit, though. Also, one of the movies that I was willing to watch more than
is. Yeah, a
once.
lot of anime messed me up.
Yeah.
Planet, Angel Beats.
Uncle Becky just gave us a baking gift and 489 likes. So
Yo,
imagine that, dude. One person likes your shit, so 489 times.
you have to keep clicking.
That's, I don't know. Probably not. I think you can click like 20 times. I think every person gets like 20 likes a day or something. Thank you, Uncle Becky. Thank you for sharing love, dear friend. It's so nice of you. I could watch that movie weekly. One of my all-time favorites.
Which one? Sea Beast?
I think it's probably Princess Mononoke, since we were still on that tangent. I love Hayao. How do you say that name? Hayao Y-A-O. Ha-
Hayao?
Hayao. Hayao Miyazaki's work and his perspective that gives
Oh.
all sorts of intricate possibilities.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Hayao Miyazaki, thank you. I agree. Have you seen Marley and Me, dude?
Yeah,
You have?
I have.
Isn't Marley and Me?
Marley and Me is the dog movie.
Mm-mm. Is it?
Yes.
There's a movie kind of the same title. It's a Miyazaki movie. Also Studio
Studio
Ghibli.
Ghibli.
Yeah.
Spirited Away,
Uh-uh-uh.
Ponyo.
Uh-uh-uh. Something in me, oh, like I'm pretty sure it's... Go and search. That movie messed me up as well, dude. That movie was like, yo,
Grave of the Fireflies.
nope. It's this movie about a girl going to this island basically, and then seeing this majestic house across the water, and then falling in love with this house and being curious about this house, and then they start
My Neighbor Totoro.
they start melting your brain. Uncle
Kiki's
Ben.
Delivery Service.
No.
That's When the Sky. Whisper of the Heart. Nausicaa.
Mm-mm.
The Wind Rises. Arrietty.
No.
The Cat Returns.
No.
When Marnie was there.
That's the one.
I haven't seen that one.
That's the one, dude. When Marnie was there, not Marley and Me. When Marnie was there, bruh, that movie messed with my brain. Oh, made me
Spirited
think.
Away was also a rad one, man.
Yeah, Spirited Away. I think that's one of the most popular ones, even.
Yeah, I think it is the most popular.
Yeah. Nah, the whole cast has reasons to feel and do what they feel and do. It's a great film to learn about the complexities of the conflict of nature versus man. Yeah. It's exactly what I felt, watching that too. You're so right, Lane. Yes, comfort, insight, a feeling of different characters, situations, etc. So much. 2001: A Space Odyssey is a fantastic live-action film, but I'm very similar, Mel. Animated movies have almost no limitations.
Didn't we try to watch?
We tried to watch
we
it
really tried
on like 3
man.
grams of mushrooms.
Yes.
But the startup was too
It
slow.
was so slow.
It was so like we felt like we were like just
Felt like I
we
was
we
evolving.
watched up until the point where they kind of like were in the spaceship, like just when they got into the spaceship and they were having conversations in the spaceship, and like you're starting to come up on 3 grams of mushrooms, so you're experiencing time way differently.
I think it was actually out.
No, it was mushrooms.
You sure?
It was with Johan. We took 3 grams of mushrooms
You
together.
sure?
Yeah, very sure. Very sure, because it was the mushrooms that I manifested. Drag my name to your screen. Ooh. Ooh. Is Uncle Becky gonna join me? Yeah, that's a lot. I tried. I can see your beautiful face though. Just like, I was just imagining this fractal where it's like I get to have Uncle Becky face in my stream, and now suddenly I'm like going viral. Everybody's like, what the fuck? This is the coolest thing.
Is that better or is it still like screeching?
No, it's better this time actually.
What's up, Uncle Becky?
Could you hear him?
Yeah, so.
Yes.
You're
It's
so-
crazy echo. Hang on, I have to put on some headphones.
It's beautiful that we tried this with 2 different people on 2 different platforms, and both times it was like, how about no? Fern Gully. Fern Gully is my #1 favorite animated movie. Have you seen Fern Gully?
How do I spell it?
FERNGULLY. Where else are you streaming? On you now, right now. Okay, thank you, Shannon, for letting us know. To The Grave of the Fireflies. Sad AF. I haven't seen The Grave of the Fireflies either.
It's so fucking sad.
Yeah, good thing I haven't seen it. It's fascinating to me because of how little dialogue is in it. It's the musician in me, but the music is so important. Music can communicate so much. And I'm thinking you're talking about 2001: A Space Odyssey. Music, dude. Like it can transport your mind, your body into a state, into a thing. And you might not have signed up to feel a certain way. And then suddenly, boom, you're in that space. Sorry, no headset. It's okay, Brother Bay, you were here. And I appreciate you for that, man. Let's get a wholesome dude unite meeting. Like I've been thinking about this a lot actually, PK. You know, like I value us as men, right? And I would like to have like a coming together of men supporting one another as well. But I also don't want to in any way, shape, or form be exclusionary of our divine feminine friends as well. And I'm thinking about this aspect of humanity, especially, you know, traditional masculine energy that is competitive and kind of like supportive, encouraging, to bring it back a minimum hygiene threshold where sometimes you'll push yourself and you'll get into a peak state, and then after you reach that peak state, that very bright burning fire, you'll revert back to your minimum hygiene threshold. You know, how many times are you willing to shower in a week, right? Do you shower daily? If you reach that minimum hygiene threshold, do you shower only once a week? How many times do you brush your teeth? What are you willing to do in your day-to-day upkeep? Are you willing to exercise? Are you willing to show up for your business, for your creative project, whatever it is? And when you spend time with people that have a higher, and your minimum, you know, hygiene threshold can change throughout your life. You can bring it higher by just spending time amongst people that have high standards, if you will. And trying to think about this space. Again, if we're firekeepers, we can't afford to let our fire die, right? But it's also impossible for us to just burn at full capacity ceaselessly. So how do we find balance? Teach me, please. Teach me how to find balance. Thank you for the 400 up, dudes. Like, I hope you're not paying for these things. I hope so. Love you, dear Shan. Thank you for all of the love. It's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I'll be hosting a talk today. There we go, Uncle
That's
Becky.
a thing?
Yeah, so it makes me so happy that you're doing this, Uncle Becky, because it means that the idea I'm having right now, you're already going to manifest it. And again, coming back to this feeling that I have to do everything, it's a little bit exhausting. So I'm happy that I have, again, the support of you, beloved friends, that we don't have to do everything alone. We get to lean on one another, burn brightly together, if you will. You went way deeper than what I was talking about. I was talking about Uncle Becky, me, and you being on You Now Together, lol. Well, PK, welcome. I like how that's probably gonna be like, you went way too deep on that. Like, have you ever thought about eating ice cream, then goes into the atrocities of the dairy industry, and you know, then for I was like, whoa, reel it back a little bit. Christia, please don't stop looking at me like that. You wanna come and sit next to me? Huh?
Sure.
Come and
Give me a
smoke.
second. I just need to creak myself up.
Yeah, I'll give you the time,
I'm
Christia.
fucking moeg, man.
I'll start whipping the whip soon.
Yesterday it killed me.
Yeah, me too. And I'm fasting today, bro. So I'm not eating food
You
for the
don't,
next
eat,
while.
you don't have to cook them. There's food
Yeah,
for me.
there is food for you. I already thought about that.
Sick.
Howl's Moving Castle. That's the thing that I've been thinking about, actually, Javan. I haven't seen.
I love Howl's Moving Castle.
I haven't seen
I
it.
love the romance in Howl's Moving Castle.
You gonna watch that one tonight?
I mean, we could, I guess.
You don't want to?
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Should I watch it on Mushroom someday or something?
I think Howl's Moving Castle actually had my perfect imagery of like
A
my
woman.
dream wife one day.
The main
Just
character.
the fucking humbleness and the hard work and straight up kindness and dope personality.
Bro, like I started watching a breakdown of Howl's Moving Castle, and I think I got like 3 minutes in, and just with the bit of the breakdown at the start of it, I was like, I have to watch this movie. I can't spoil it for myself any further. We had episode 1 a few nights ago. Thank you again, Uncle Becky, for what you do with the bear. This might be a silly question, but is this a live talk for men only? I hope not. Right? That's exactly the point I'm trying to make here. And I really hope. I feel like these things can benefit all of us.
I don't think it should be
Yeah.
for men only. I think that's something we're trying to.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if we are globally.
So PK shares that They have women in the talk with them. It's not for just men, but it's about men's mental health. So I feel, if anything, Shannon, you could provide a beautiful female perspective on men's mental health. So please contribute. Sorry to mess up the live stream flow in the beginning, Melfam. No, of course not, Gary Lee. Thank you. So Gary was the one that reached out to me, to start this process up. I appreciate that, dude. Like, thank you for taking the initiative. Thank you for being here too. The universe doesn't want us to convene too much power for one live stream, dude. Like, I mean, straight up the world. Like, me and Christian have been joking about that as well. Every single time me and Christian get together, stuff just falls apart at first, at least, Like, the last 2 times I
The
was
rupture
here,
starts happening.
the last 2 times I was here, both times we got to see double rainbows out of this balcony window. All right.
We each have a separate photo.
Yeah, like where I posed with a double rainbow and he posed with a double rainbow. I shared the double rainbow with you friends in the Reddit actually. No worries necessary. Gary, you appreciate it for trying. Thank you, Jovan, for echoing that sentiment. If for no other reason than to see your awesome shirt, Gary. Exactly. I'm glad the shirt was appreciated for that little time. I feel if your shirt was going to be appreciated anywhere, it was probably in this stream as well. Other people in the normie world, it's like, how do you wear something like that? When someone asks me, how do you dress like that? I'm like, I put the clothing on my body and then I wear it. It's not that hard. How does the firekeeper have to do with
What?
how does the fire keeping have to do with me brushing my teeth again? So again, minimum threshold, right? Minimum health threshold, minimum hygiene threshold. What are you to do at your bare minimum? All right, asking yourself that if you're going to revert back to an ember stage, acknowledging that there's nothing wrong with it, but asking yourself, even as an ember, what do you think is important to give your warmth to? Like brushing your teeth, taking care of yourself in that way. Little deep cuts, spirited away. Y'all tempting me to binge it again, maybe do, but then okay, who knows? Yeah. Gobbledygoo. Gobber, it's you again. So much love to you. Watch Fern Gully 2. Uncle Becker's. Light a fire in your heart that will never surrender its flame. Thank you, Brother Bear, for saying that.
Wire Hill.
For sharing.
$5.
Yeah, Uncle Becky, dude. $5. We made $5. Like I can buy myself a coffee.
You better remember Uncle Becky forever, bro.
Uncle,
So
I'm not gonna remember him, dude. He's gonna go with me, dude.
Go with you.
All the way. We're gonna start creating new worlds, dude.
I'm picturing this cool theme park. Cool theme park with just bars on a beach, beautiful nature all around, diving and paragliding and martinis, belly dancing. All free. Free.
Belly dancing.
Sponsored.
Belly dancing isn't that great to me, dude.
Really?
Weirdly enough, ballet
Ballet.
is cooler to me than belly dancing.
Really? Ballet? You serious?
Yeah, dude.
Ballet always seemed so stick up the ass to me.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just the amount of effort, right? I'm not saying that belly dancing is less effort, but I feel belly dancing is a little more flowy and like.
It's also very sexual. So
Mm.
belly dancing is quite sexual. Ballet is not sexual.
I think maybe that's what it's for me, dude. Like it takes away.
ballet
like,
is such extreme discipline.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that's attractive to me, dude. Is like seeing someone perfecting an art, dude. Like their body is the brush, dude, and their paint.
It's also a
picture.
beautiful dance art, though. Like it's not easy to belly dance, but definitely not as hard as ballet. I don't think there are many things that are harder than ballet besides maybe gymnastics or something.
I like free dancing. You can put it down for now. I'm gonna take it slow on this. I heard Melt was into twerking versus belly dancing. They want me to twerk, Christian. They want. I don't know if I can
If your
detach
fans
my
require
spine.
you to twerk, you twerk, dude.
Bro, I'll
And
create.
next is you open up an OnlyFans account, you post it on these videos here, and they can watch you twerk there for $9.99.
If I ever do that, find me and kill me, please. I've gone off the deep end. I've become a fan. Steve the Pirate, thank you. Ahoy to you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the
And
updates.
I half read that as I became an only fan.
I became an OnlyFan. You think like is an OnlyFan him creating one or becoming an OnlyFan to someone then?
To you,
Oh.
became an only fan to you, but maybe like you opened up an account early on.
You know what was something that was really present in my mind today, dude? Like this understanding of followers or following someone, right?
Didn't
And
we
I
have
feel
this conversation yesterday that we were like, yeah, you're just gonna subscribe to someone's life.
yeah, like Web3 basically. So I feel subscribing slash supporting is a whole different vibe to following blindly, right? And kind of coming back to today's stream topic about being firekeepers.
Mm.
You can look at someone else's fire and then follow their fire around, always needing that fire to feel warmth, or you can realize that you as an individual are in fact the same firekeeper, that you're holding that same source in you, in your heart, and that's the thing you need to cultivate. Someone else, you can bring, you know, yourself
It
as
seems like
the,
such a stressful job. That's like a support job constantly.
yeah, dude, you're here. Like these are the,
my fire
these are the 3 rules you're here for.
5
Holmes.
minutes later.
You're
is
here
it
to
still lit?
love, to remember, and to be of service. Oh.
Yeah,
Those
but
are-
it's not forced on you.
no, nothing is forced on you. But those are the things that bring the most human satisfaction: of remembering, loving, and serving.
Hmm.
So the point I'm trying to make is, we as a community in this space come together and then we burn brightly, right? To the point where it can feel almost like other experiences can be almost dim, right? I can trip myself
Ooh.
out the whole day.
I saw a video the other day in terms of human collaboration, where this guy was trying to get onto a train, and he fell in between the train and the pavement, or the edge of the platform, and he got stuck, couldn't get himself out, and they couldn't pull him out. So eventually, literally, all of the humans stepped out of the train, and they together pushed the train and got him out.
Yes, dude.
That was cool. That was like what people will do together to save someone. It also kind of shows how the majority of us do care for one another. We really do want to help each other and are empathetic towards each other.
There's
But
a
the way
narrative.
the structure is built right now throughout the entirety of the globe is that the few that are in power are making it a bit shitty for everyone else.
Not only that, but there's a narrative to uphold that that's not the way it is, dude. Because if all of us believe that you can trust your neighbor, that you can support one another, that's very bad news for someone that wants to remain in control over you.
Mm.
You know, and maybe again, the whole following thing, right? That it's impossible for us to create real impact if we're just following someone else's advice, their words, their opinions. And it's something I'm trying to make myself aware of, Holmes, because I try to be in an authoritative position, or I don't know if I try to be, but that's technically the fractal that I'm practicing, right? But at the same time, I'm trying to be very aware of the fact that I don't know anything, right? Especially when it comes to your individual life, that you have had an upbringing. You have maybe had siblings or not siblings. You had good parents or, in your perspective, bad parents, medium parents even. You had certain types of friends in your life. You did certain things in your life. You ate certain foods in your life. You have a certain day-to-day, like infinity on top of infinity on top of infinity on top of infinity. I can't know.
You saw
Anything.
someone disappear into thin space at some point in your life.
And then
And you're the only one on
traumatized.
planet Earth.
Yeah.
No one else believes you. You're schizophrenic.
Like, I don't know. You're the one that holds the exact same fire that you see in the space. Always. You got it. It's you. And you can share that fire of others as well. And the brighter you burn, there's going to be more light emanating. And there might be people noticing. But just because you're noticing light outside of yourself doesn't mean you have any less of it. I feel even the contrary. Weirdly enough, it's like
The more light you see in yourself, the more you're capable of seeing in the universe out there.
there we go. Beautifully said.
The less you see in yourself, the duller everything else will seem as well.
It's like it's like the fractal that you're inducing when it comes to an infinity symbol, right? If you're choosing to limit yourself the amount of light you can see, then the amount of light you see is limited.
And that almost becomes a very strange uphill battle as well, because the more you see of yourself, right, the more supposedly the ego is growing.
Yeah.
And yet you have to act in such a way where you still facilitate humility and kindness. And self-sacrifice even to a certain degree.
Be humble.
Where knowing in yourself that you are valuable and that you would still give that up for the sake of helping someone else out. That's where, in my opinion, beauty, real beauty starts to come out. Is that
Beauty.
I know how much weight I have in the world. I would still throw that away without a second thought to save a kitten that's about to fall off a cliff or something like that.
Mm.
You know, that's where it's like, yo, that soul was insanely beautiful and kind. But sure, maybe a little bit stupid to throw yourself
I mean,
off a cliff.
for me, it communicates awareness, dude. The more aware you are, the more you understand, right? And you understand that kitten's life is the exact same life that you're living right now, dude. That there's no separation in that as well, that there's fire. Like, just think about if you have a cat, or if you have a dog, if you have a bunny, if you have a bird, the amount of fire in them, right? Their enthusiasm, their, kind of candor to meow at you, the barking, the running around, the sounds they make. Yeah, that energy is what I'm connecting to this fire that I'm talking about today. Crazy.
Those things are on a different level, dude. Puppies, man. Yo, puppies will play with you all day long, bro.
No off button. I mean, they do go to sleep, bro. Puppies will also eat themselves to death, dude. If you're not mindful of how much you feed them, they'll actually kill themselves by eating too much. That's some enthusiasm.
Like the level of dopamine that must be experienced.
Exactly.
I want to know. Like,
They're just
I
like,
just want to
yes.
know what
Oh,
that level. Sorry,
This guy.
that level of like, wow, yeah, this food is great. This is so great. This is great.
Dies. It's like, oh man.
We see that, and it's almost like we want to be able to feel that. We want to.
So I honestly believe that it's a teacher to me.
Mm.
Like Pippi teaches me so much. Just watching her, like she does this thing where she lays on her back, Christian, and she'll have a bone or a piece of plastic or whatever like that she found somewhere, and then she would just chew a bit on it and then push it away with her little paws and then chew on it again.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just laying there, bro. And I might be tripping out about it, one thing or another. And I just watch this scene and I'm like, wow, I don't know anything. Look at her. She
It's
knows.
a fantastic reminder to know that life is capable of allowing for that level of happiness.
Yeah.
Somewhere in reality.
Somewhere. At least somewhere.
It just happens to be like right in front of you in that moment, you know.
And I feel you can see the same in trees, dude. You can see the same, literally in the way that your coffee stirs together.
It's a constant lesson all around you. The trees need to be green. They want to be green. So they wait, they survive until the next rainfalls come. They fight for that life. They don't just give up and...
Oh well, guess I'm dead now.
They fight for that life. They continue pushing through and living through because they know eventually they're gonna drink that water again, and it's gonna be like, oh yeah, watch me bloom now,
Relief.
bitch.
Like,
I'm about to bloom hard.
and
Stand
I'm not
back,
sure
Harry.
about this, but I think they might even get dopamine, dude.
I don't know.
I don't understand
I don't know.
what
Ask
chemical
Ask
signals
a
they,
botanist.
but they probably, and I'm pretty sure definitely, literally have a sense of, oh,
Yes.
yeah, like that relief.
Oh.
Doesn't
That's
that,
good, man.
yeah, as a tree, dude. And who are you to say that sense of relief, that sense of almost like burning brightly and then getting out of the fire is any less valuable than yours is, right? Coming back to the whole saving the kitten.
And trees do communicate with each
Oh
other.
yeah, yes they do.
They can actually, their roots can actually connect and be like, hey yo, what's up, man?
And not only that, but they also would make use of fungal networks to reach each other if they can't reach each other directly.
You sure?
Yeah, you didn't know that, dude?
No.
The mycelium networks grow around the root systems, extending the roots of the trees, kind of like having more reach to water and
Oh my
nutrients.
God.
And then they give that nutrients
Oh
back to
my
the tree,
God.
and the tree rewards them in sucrose and sugar. Dude, they're like, oh
Hey,
wait,
pass this message on to my friend over there.
dude,
I'll
it's
give you some sugar.
and they can literally do it in entire forests. You know, where if, for instance, like a certain insect species is invading the forest,
You're
or a
telling me
certain
they have
sickness.
their own internet?
Dude,
That's
now you understand, bro. Yeah, they literally have their own internet, dude. So listen to this, host. Like a sickness will form on one tree. Then that tree will let know not only the trees around it, but by extension the entire forest. And then you can find biomarkers that increase on the other trees to make sure they don't get the same sickness. they're aware. They're so
can't be
aware.
real.
I'm serious, dude.
that can't be
I go Google it, Christian. I'm dead serious about this
No,
shit.
wait, that's insane.
It's so cool.
That is insane. Are you sure?
Dude, seriously, Christian. Like there's the biggest organism in the world is a honey fungus, and it encapsulates so much space, dude. There's so much information inside that network, dude. We cannot even fathom.
I think what blows my mind is that some trees do actually live to like beyond 1,000 years old.
Dude, have you seen what redwoods look like?
Yeah,
I want to see one of those things in person, dude.
in real life.
20, 30 people, bro.
I've
Arm
seen
to arm.
Otaniquas.
Otaniquas?
Yeah, Otaniqua trees.
In
They're
South-
also very,
in South
very
Africa?
Yeah, Titicaca.
Yeah, I've seen one of those as well. They're also incredible, but they're not as tall, dude.
No, but
Not
they
as
are
tall.
quite fat.
Yeah, they're
We
big
seem
boys.
to have the short, stubby ones here in Africa.
It's a water thing, and a community thing. Like the redwoods can't grow that tall alone. Again, maybe on this fire topic, that we have to, like burning together, kind of like allows all of our flames to burn brighter. Might be a little bit exhausting as well. You know, do take your rest. Take some time for yourself. I feel me and you have been doing a lot of work. It's like
I'm constantly busy.
it's like a back and forth.
Okay, I do sit and watch series with you at night.
Bro, if we don't do that, we'll lose our minds.
I do that. Outside of that, it's pretty much work. But then again, dude, my sister blows my mind, dude. She is cooking,
You're
cleaning,
a mom,
ironing, fucking for 3 children,
and then working a full job.
working a full-time job Saturdays as well, exercising.
Exercise out.
Also exercising. I don't know how.
How?
I don't know how she finds the time of day. And all the while, not ever resting. Not really. Just taking a day entirely for herself. It's impossible with kids. She's going to conferences. She's working incredibly difficult work in terms of like the science and the brain power you need behind it. I fear she's burning herself out quickly.
Burning too bright, maybe.
It was the same with my mother though. Except my mother was just working. And sleeping.
She's not smoking and drinking though, at least.
That is true. My sister is incredibly healthy. Food wise, exercise wise, not taking harmful substances wise. It is like, I look at her, I don't see anybody else in life functioning on that level. I wouldn't have believed in it unless I saw it with my own eyes. You know, her operating on that level. Like I wouldn't believe anyone else that tells me these things. But I believe her because I grew up with her.
I'm trying to connect this to the minimum hygiene standard, dude. Like what is her minimum hygiene standard? Like what is her bare minimum that she not only is willing to do but needs to do in a day, dude? Like just think about that in comparison to where ours is right now.
Bro.
Yeah. Exactly, Just like that's a trip, dude.
Don't even go there. I am more lazy, man.
Yeah, dude.
Like, but I do feel I'm a lot more doubting compared to her. So I like going with the flow.
Your blood pressure is probably lower day to day.
My blood pressure is like down there, concerningly low, like actually really unhealthy low.
You're exercising those.
Yeah.
So your heart's staying strong. Dude, moms, I feel like
They got superpowers.
they actually have
Moms have
superpowers.
superpowers. You
You know,
you have no idea until you become a mom.
I can't even.
I don't
imagine.
think girls understand.
Something I never will get to understand. That's the thing for me as well. And that's we have moms in this space right now, right? That teach me so much, dude. And I shared this with our friends. My guru, Christian, is my mom.
for sure.
No,
I believe that.
there's been no teacher like my mom, dude.
I believe that.
And she listens. Yo, dude, that woman actually listens, dude.
She loves you, bro.
These friends, dude.
She
Yeah.
actually really loves you.
That's the trip.
Like true.
Actual true love.
Love.
Actual true love.
No expectation, no nothing, dude.
No separation.
Yeah, let's talk about how rare that is.
And you know what's the trip to me, Christian? I'm thinking about these friends, though. That they're doing the exact same thing. You friends, listen. I hope it gives you fire. I hope this gives you fire. It's giving me fire. I feel like I'm gonna start crying soon, though. Takes a sip of water, reminds myself of my humanity. Thank you, Brother Bam, for just being in the space with us right now. Brother Brandon, again, thank you to you. Gabby Goo, so much love to you. Mel, you're freaking monetized at the end of our pan. How awesome is that? It is pretty cool. Literally, I think a week. No? Yeah, maybe like a week and a half. No, a week. A week
How
exactly.
strangely things flowed.
The universe is linked. What's happening there?
Oh shit.
What's happening? Oh, that is trippy. I didn't even think about that, Uncle Becky. Thank you for connecting me to that synchronicity. Because of the fire you kept burning. And you friends are burning with me. I used to tap that as a kid. I like the color of your shirt, Christian, with Mel scarf. I'll tell him when he comes back. Thank you, Shannon. For every 1,000 fans, you have 1 follower. I feel like you friends are so far out of the norm, right, in a good way, that you're breaking the statistics of the universe. The odds of us having this right now are so unlikely, and yet here it is. I view following as complicated, endless Venn diagram that fluctuates. I agree, you know, and I have so many people, you friends included now, whose lives I'm following, who I'm invested in seeing you succeed, if you will, right? This dude, yes, I want this dude to succeed. Fuck, I see him as this God Emperor entity. No, I'm not saying from the perspective of you're so struggling, and like from this perspective of when I think about you doing well, I don't think to myself, fuck, how dare he? I'm like,
you can do a little bit well, but not better than me.
but that's the thing I'm saying, oh. Like, you should want people to do better than you. Their fire burning brighter than yours doesn't mean your fire means less. It just means that there might be more people warming their hands, right? Kind of vibe. Are you getting buff right now? Stop it.
I'm stretching.
Stop getting buff.
I'm literally stretching.
Shannon said that she likes your shirt, though.
Oh, dude, it's one of my favorite shirts. One of the faves. Also a gift from my sister.
Thank you, Shan. Thank you for letting me connect with that as well. What's the difference between a fan and a follower? I think a fan kind of is a watcher. A follower is someone that believes. Right? Sometimes people will
Is that
just...
tiers you created, or is it something that goes with the streaming service?
Or just Joy Beef is asking because we kind of connected with the question a little bit earlier about what it means to be a follower.
Okay, so it's
So-
just philosophical.
Yeah, philosophical. So I think someone that would consider themselves a follower of someone else believes in the person, you know, believes in what they are saying, believes in what they're trying to do, believes in their vision for the world. Where a fan, I think of someone as just more someone who observes, right?
I think a fan finds entertainment in observing you.
Yeah.
A follower idealistically agrees with you. Or, and will listen to or at least acknowledge what you have to say.
Yeah, but it's a slippery slope when it becomes a willingness to believe in the thing more than you believe in yourself, right? And it's a very slippery slope because I'm thinking about all of the information I've been exposed to, and some of it very good information that I chose to integrate into myself to become a better person, right? But if it becomes dogmatic, right, then it becomes a problem. Because then it's now a you are this and I am this story. And in order to be this, you have to A, B, and C. And if you don't A, B, and C, then you're somehow less than, right? That is what keeps happening over and over again. And I feel one of the things that I want to make most clear in this space is that your experience is infinitely unique, divine in that way. That there is no other experience like the one you're having right now. That is the real fire. That is the real
What
fire.
would you do if you were walking down the street, you saw another you, like almost exactly the same?
I would go and ask him questions, dude. I would be so curious as to what his experience was, what his family was like, what his like school years were, what he did with his early 20s. Like I would be so curious, dude. That would be an amazing conversation to have. How about you?
I think it would be a race between the two of us to see who would get to the cutlery section first.
You try to kill one another. Why? Is it this person is wearing my face?
I just don't know what he would do. It's too unpredictable. I can't let that exist. Not while I'm alive. And I'm sure he's thinking the exact same shit.
I'm trying to tune into your way of thinking. I can kind of see it. I feel.
And the worst part is, dude, and I'm sure we've had this conversation before.
I don't think we have actually, dude.
Well, I'm sure we have. Is I would walk towards him with friendliness, with admiration, be like, dude, this is crazy. This is so crazy, bro. Give me a hug. Please give me a hug. And then if he falls for it,
Stab him in the back. Bruh, and he's just like stabbing you in the back as
Exactly,
well.
yeah.
Both of you die.
yeah.
You know?
He's probably going through the thought of, oh, he's gonna try that trick.
Oh,
He's not trying to hug
thanks,
me
my
now.
fuck.
Yeah. Thinks he's clever.
He's so clever. Oh, dude, like I guess it's the whole perspective of this person can ruin your life by doing some whack shit as you, right? And
There are too many options.
I feel
It's a 50-50 chance.
I feel
Is he good or evil?
I'm believing in the fact that maybe both of us are smart enough to want to live a good life, right?
They're dumb youths as
And
well, bro.
killing someone is probably a step in the wrong direction.
It just so happened to be the you that's a complete psychopathic serial killer.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible.
That's the shit I mean. I mean, for the good of humanity, I have to end him. Of course, we're going under the negative and false assumption, but unless I go that way, he might kill me first.
Bro, I'm imagining the legal system asking you why you did it, and they can like clearly see it's a double of you, dude. Like it in every single way, it looks exactly like you.
Is it a crime?
Is it like, do they excuse
Is that
you?
murder?
Did he
Is
kill
it-
himself?
Is it suicide?
I mean,
murder?
technically, you can't go to jail for suicide, so you did kill yourself. So you probably
Wow, they've already thought of those laws. Way ahead of you, bro. Cloning process already in the law.
There's
Already written.
I think there's like a
Yeah,
Netflix show
Constitution.
where you get yourself cloned, bro. Like you literally have yourself upgraded on a biological level, and they make a clone of you and they transfer your consciousness. But the old version of you stays alive, and then they kill that version of you, and then the new version of you just continues to live. And then they forgot to kill one of the old ones, and then you tried to go back home, and then the whole dynamic of that was kind of interesting. Like it kind of trips you out.
Fucking damn it, of course I'd break out.
Qatar has banned beer at the World Cup stadiums 48 hours before the evening begins.
Event.
The event begins. That's kind of hilarious. It's almost like They planned
Watch
that.
50% less watchers.
Womp.
Pitch up.
Dude, the alcohol ads. There are a lot of songs about that fire too, old and new. It's been a primordial force. Christian, I believe, shared his wisdom with me that
Uh-huh.
the fires was one of the original teachers of humanity. Like the way the flames danced and us sitting around it together. Like it imparted something into our neurons, into the experience we were
It
having.
was just a
with
constant
consciousness.
variation. I think it brought into us the idea of something never ending, always being unique, always
Yeah,
being new.
the infinite, dude. The infinite in a way we could see.
I
it.
can, I don't know about you guys, but I can sit and I can watch a fire literally all night long.
Same.
Like, it's never been a problem for me. I mean, we've done it many times,
Mm.
frankly.
It's just something so primordial. And I feel it's
It's
part
also
of the thing
been-
that brought us here.
It's the thing that you can consider it a type of angel that taught us the way forward. It not only taught us, it protected us, it brought us warmth, put away all the bad animals. You know? Like you can fight a tiger with a stick of fire, dude.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck away.
Like we literally get ourselves saved from wolves, bro. Like I see one of our friends actually sending some more love friends. Hey, Melita. When habits become so consistent, you're free to add new habits to your daily stack. Becomes integrated into your brain, into your reality. There's a jellyfish that repairs itself and can live forever with this trait. Imagine its world. Having seen so much, and yet I feel weirdly enough, it will just be present.
It'll just be chilling in the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
You won't
Like,
be worrying about the thing.
it's gonna be like, yeah, here I am. Thank you, Brother Nova, for sending 222, sending some synchronicities to you too, friend. You see that, Christian? More. Like we were seeing 222 synchronicities last night as well. And I was like, Christian, look. And you did it. Thank you, Nova, for bringing even more synchronicities to my world. Who needs tears? Love to you. KT. Is anyone here from Arpan? Most of us are here from Arpan. Is that KT? I think so, KT. Arpan friend, thank you for the love. It's nice to have you here. Ononoke saying he's drinking out of it if he doesn't leave. If none, Hermias Blur is here. The intention that I spoke onto the water is beautiful today, as Christian was speaking. Do not fear, motivate. Do not let fear motivate you to shut off possibilities. That's how good people turn to dark decisions, even for a theoretical clone. Learned that from Batman movie Under the Red Hood.
I think I actually watched that.
Uh-huh.
Under the Red Hood. Though I don't remember.
I agree with what you're saying, right? Like it's zero sum thinking, right? If I like my first idea goes to there can be so much gain having another version of myself in the world. So much can be gained from that. And the other perspective is I need to end that, right? Zero sum means if he has something, if he takes something, that means there's less of it, which means I can't have it. Where I feel the society we're heading into is believing that by collaborating, by contributing to each other's lives, there's just more wealth generated. There's no loss.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking more in terms of survival.
Exactly, but that's zero sum. Survival is zero sum.
I want to survive.
Exactly, because
live.
and again, if you want to go back to like the prehistoric times, zero sum means you have this pile of food, and you need to eat this pile of food over the winter. And now there's another one that looks exactly like you, and he wants to eat of that pile of food as well. That's zero sum. And that's how the world used to be. It had to be that way because there was limited resources, but more food goes to waste than people can eat right now in the whole world. Right? So we're past the point where it is zero sum. And now we're going to bring AI into the fold. We're going to bring extreme automation into the fold. It's not zero sum anymore, dude. It's a positive sum right now. Every single person's contribution is going to add more to that positive sum. And we need to give people access to that wealth, dude. Because you're contributing as a node to that whole wealth generating system, you're gaining. It's in the same way you invest in stocks. You're in the network that is gaining value, so you're gaining value with it.
Oh boy.
Strippy, oh. Fire. It's fire, Christian. Like, I don't know if you know this, but money is also considered fire on a spiritual level.
What is?
Money.
money
is considered fire.
fire
Yep.
on a spiritual level.
Energy. Thank you for sharing some of your energy with me, Brother Brandon. Again, Nova too. I have a day off from classes today for various reasons. I plan on getting the grind on and get a bunch of work done. But it's 10 a.m. and I have finished most of what I needed to do. Productivity off the charts. Lane, now you get to do what you want to do, dude. What is that gonna be? It's Robin Hood's story when Joker kills him. About Batman refusing to kill the Joker, thus becoming just like the Joker. I've been thinking a lot about the quote, you either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I don't want to believe that, dude. I don't want to believe that's the truth. Right? I feel it is such a... Is nomenclature the right word?
But it's a fact, though.
I don't think so. I feel it's a matter of perspective.
You
Where-
either die a hero, it does. You can die at an old age as a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain and then die. Or you can go in between, you become a hero, then a villain, and then a hero again, and then die.
Or you can go for the fourth option.
Or you
be a
just
hero, then a villain, then a hero, then a villain, and then a hero again, and then you die as a hero.
Messing with people.
It's like, is he good or is he bad? Like, kicks a kid. Like, oh yeah, I think he's bad today. Okay. Yeah, I feel it's a matter of perspective.
I
Again,
feel like that's the most human thing I've ever heard.
I think maybe that's what it is. It's like a dissociation from the impact that we have in certain things as well, right? At some point as a hero, like you might have destroyed some things or, you know, caused some sort of damage to the planet of the amount of food you have to eat as a hero, for example, right? And then someone, maybe a whole group, starts to calculate all of the damage you've done, and then they're like, oh yeah, look at this, actually you're a piece of shit. And then everybody is like, yeah, fuck you. And then, you know, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Mhm.
Not you become a villain, you see how people make you a villain.
Oof. It's a possibility. In your own mind, you might not be a villain.
Yeah.
Psychos don't think they're villainous.
I mean, it depends, dude. Some of them do. Can you please stop doing that, Christian? He's destroying my computer box. Thank you. Can I give you Melita the stick? Try it though. Didn't you do the stick twirling thing as well?
I had like a little stick thing.
I've never been able to do that.
A cool little thing that you play with. I don't remember the shit now.
That feels good nonetheless.
Some cool tricks.
Thank you,
It's not
Maya,
Oh, there you
for
go.
becoming a fan. I think I missed a few again. Whooping. I'd rather the refusal to become, or rather the refusal to become. That's a fallacy, confining it to either or scenarios. Why not a supporting character? I think the same. When I'm okay. Maybe.
But aren't you always the main character in your life? Or are you a supporting character in your life?
I feel you're both. Like you're a main character for yourself, but in the grand scheme of things, you'll always be a supporting character.
Yeah.
So it's again either or instead of unity thinking. Like we're everything and we're this, right? And as everything, you can be everything all the time, but as that everything, you chose to be this. So it becomes this dissonance where if you push too hard in a certain way, and like especially with friendships or with family members, then there's a dissonance again where this person is like, why does this person not just believe they're this?
You know another thing that the fear of death also brings out in humans. So if you do believe like the atheists that we only have one life and nothing follows after I die in this one. So therefore I have to live this life to the fullest and experience as much of everything as I can, including doing bad things. Because I want to know what that's like. I want to experience it. Because I'm never gonna live again.
Mm. So you feel the fear of death, or maybe not even the fear of death, but the fear of oblivion.
Yeah.
Is like an incentive.
So
to-
even evil things are outside of oblivion, right? Oblivion is the real. You don't want to go there, because nothing happens there. There's just end.
Mm.
There's just literally nothing. Vacuum, not even vacuum, just nothing. And even evil isn't in there, dude. It's outside of that. It wants to exist.
So what I'm thinking about is how to incorporate what you're saying back into a unity understanding where as the infinity,
To
literally everything,
Lane, I want to 100% the game of life,
like Lane
which
is,
is like an achievement.
Lane
And you,
is doing well. I mean, like again, so this is the thing, this is something you say, Holmes. As the everything, you cannot help but 100% the game. So that means the evil parts of it, that means the good parts of it, as the whole. Again, surely main characters as individuals, but still contributing to that whole. Like you don't have to be evil. There's enough evil to still make it whole.
yeah, but that's a whole outside of my life.
Yeah, but dude, I don't want to know what it's like to kill someone. I don't.
Sure, then that's fine. That's your choice.
You want to know what it's like to kill someone?
No, I'm saying there are people out there that might want to experience that. They want to know what it's like.
Dude, I've killed
Those
animals.
people exist.
And like even that, bruh, it doesn't sit right. Like, even stepping on, like I don't even step on insects. I except for cockroaches actually.
Cockroach.
Yeah, you
You
see, so-
genociding
so-
cockroaches.
So I draw a line there for some reason, right? But I feel again it's about invasion or space, right? If an ant is minding his business, just being an ant in his own space, then I respect that space. But if it becomes a violation of like
The random logo of violation.
stepping onto personal turf. Again, I feel like maybe it's a zero-sum thing, but where do we draw the line, dude? Is there a line to be drawn? Is there?
There is no line to be drawn except by authorities, like the police
But
force.
you're the authority. Like you.
I mean,
you can
yeah,
still, you can still kill people
sure,
if
you
you
are
want
the
to do
authority.
that.
You can go kill that guy over there, but I can assure you right now, the police is gonna track you the fuck down, put you in jail, and that will be the rest of your life.
That's true. And good. Like, it's a good thing that it's so. But you know, why do we say that? And like it's already kind of like extending to pets right now. And then does it extend to insects? Does it extend to the microorganisms?
I guess it's what we agree on as a society and what is within the bounds of our laws.
Like I feel the point I'm trying to get at is how can we justify cutting down entire rainforests of trees, dude? Right, look, that feels crazier to me than killing a
It
person.
never hurt anyone.
Oh!
And it was legal.
It hurts so many, dude. It hurts so
But
many.
it was legal. I mean, yeah, we didn't know the impact of it, and by then we had massive structures and contracts and companies that base a lot of employee salaries off of cutting down trees.
Mm.
What's gonna happen to those people? What are they gonna do when they stop the tree cutting industry and they've been doing it half their lives? Oh, you wanna work in a printing press? What have you done your whole life? I've been chopping trees. That's just a small example. I'm not taking into account all the logistics that and the people that work behind the scenes.
Money, dude. Why did you do this atrocity? Money.
I needed to feed my family.
You know,
How can you blame a person for that?
it makes me happy you say that, dude, because there's like two running theories right now about the world. Either there's this giant conspiracy to control humanity and they're like very smart about it, and sure there are some technocrats trying to do that, but like there's this elaborate thing that's going on, and all of them have this cohesive goal and they know the future and they know exactly what's going. Or people are really fucking stupid. What is more likely?
The latter.
So yes, people are trying to feed their families, and
I think it really is the latter.
I believe so as well, dude. I really don't believe we're doomed. I really don't. I feel, in fact, that there's a lot
So
of
now we're sort of straying from the Renaissance, or rather not the Renaissance, but the Enlightenment that the Renaissance was supposed to represent, right? So now it's like you can't call people stupid. You know, people are gonna believe in their own thing, and they're special, and you know they have their own view of the world. But there was massive growth because of strict education.
because of money regulation by families, dude. Like that's I don't know if you know this about the
The
Renaissance. dude.
oligarchy.
Yeah, dude. The oligarchies funded these dudes for like 60 years on their projects. Dude. Imagine as an artist having infinite wealth for 60 years of your career.
Mhm.
What you were able to create, and they facilitated that, right? So again, you're so like I'm so happy that you're connecting the fractal homes. That's where we are right now as well, right? We just have to start getting these
Except-
oligarchies to invest
yeah.
money into the people.
So
again.
now humanity has become an incredibly distributed network. And what I mean by that is before we were monolithic networks where it was very small communities or even singular people that had no contact with the rest of the world and were just living their lives. Now I can find Billy Bob Joseph on the other side of fucking Texas
in a
just by
small rural town.
Facebooking
Yeah, and
or
it's
Googling, you know, that is incredible interconnectivity.
yeah.
And that brings a lot of conflict with it. Now we have to sort of find a way to govern through that. And we cannot do it with just a few smart people. We need everybody to be smart. We need every node.
I
in
don't
the
feel
network.
we need
Dude,
everybody to be
otherwise-
smart. We need everybody to be aware.
Otherwise, isolations happen, bro. Unless we introduce new functionality. Again, it's like nanomachinery. We are big nanomachinery. It's a silly term, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. On the cosmic scale, we are nanomachinery.
And we are incredible nanomachinery, my bro. We are nanomachinery that makes other machinery to make other shit for us. That is like...
That's next level, right? Everything else that makes things.
And
in
we're
this
doing
world-
great. Honestly, I think we're doing phenomenally as a distributed network of humanity. Things could go so much worse. So much worse.
It's gonna take us some time, bro.
Yeah?
We're maturing right now as a species.
Constantly evolving, constantly growing, finding new ways
Dude.
to hammer the rock.
Like we've been fucking immature as a species. Like if you just look back at our history,
So petty.
it's so dude.
So petty.
Like we're growing up, you know, and we're going
This is
through
my rock.
actual growing
This is
pains,
my
right?
rock.
This is my
Touch my rock.
Beats people to death about the rock. 100%. Brings the full circle. One person's hero can be another's enemy. There we go. Being a human is weird. So weird. I'm so happy that we're going deep into the weirdness of it. The singular person's 100% is subjective. Again, coming back to the fire analogy. Like, what constitutes a fire? Is it the ember stage? Because if you add a little bit of stuff, there the fire is again. Or is it the literally burn your face away stage? Is that where's the fire, right? You are the fire. The fact that you are literally actively here, conscious of the moment, being able to look down, see hands, the floor, the space you're in, even if you're blind and deaf, just having this moment, that's the fire. And you're so right, Susanna. 100% is for every person subjective. And I feel I like this 1% analogy as well, where if you can only give 1% and you give only 1% over the next year, you've given 365%.
Over the span of a year, sure.
Yeah, instead of nothing. So even if you can only give 1% right now,
Use your time.
please do.
Your time is incredibly valuable.
As a legit anarchist, I always like to bring up the fact that right and wrong is a social construct, and I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that, but I believe you also know, right? There's something in you that knows. And I feel if you betray that part of your own knowing, that is what's right or what's wrong. Does that make sense?
You could continue to know your perspective as truth, not necessarily what society thinks is true.
So what I'm saying is, what is true is your love for what it is you're doing.
Yeah, like
Right.
murdering people.
I don't feel. I mean, interestingly enough, like we went through that whole fractal as well. Jeffrey Dahmer, dude, loved killing people. He loved it. He liked it so much. Did it 17 times, Christian. Like he loved it. I mean, and he knew he was wrong. He knew he was wrong. He understood it. He went to church with his grandma.
Granny.
Literally, dude. He knew it, and like there was just this. It was like trippy, actually, dude. Seeing the experience that this person had, and I feel it comes back to this knowing that if you know something isn't for you, isn't serving the whole.
Maybe people that go to hell are ready to go to hell.
Like this is the point I'm trying to make. If you betray that part, if you betray that knowing of like this is not helping, this is not true, this is not love, that is what's wrong. Not the actual thing you can consider wrong, right? Like if you, like how can I make an example, bro? Like let's bring it back to the cockroaches thing.
The cockroach.
You step on a
La
cockroach.
cucarachas.
La cucarachas. Because you love your space and you love the cleanliness of your space and you love the people that you spend the space in with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
I like a clean house.
exactly, dude.
Love me a clean house.
Exactly. So it's again.
And the second
it's love.
a cockroach appears in your clean house, I thought I would never have cockroaches. Like if I got my own place, I would keep it so clean and so pristine, which I really do most of the time. And then these fuckers came up from the drains, Mabry. From the drains.
It's like a wig.
They're like, Bud. Bud is here. We can smell it. Don't hide it from us, you cheeky bugger. And yeah.
And they
And
survive.
then it was war.
You know, technically they probably eat a lot, dude. Because there's a lot of them and their bodies grow bigger, dude. So they're definitely eating something. Maybe
I
they're-
just hope this thing about them being clean is true.
they are pretty clean.
This better be true, yeah.
They're cleaner than you, dude, on a bacterial level. I'm pressing buttons. Thank you for pressing buttons, right? I'm trying to figure this thing out. Like, what does this button do? Suddenly launches a nuke somewhere. What do you know? Why have you done this?
It's not impossible.
No, it's impossible, Christian.
Some things are not impossible.
I think that's one of the
Do
impossible
you think-
things.
do you think that is-
Morality and principle defines the culture and enforcement. Some people have different levels of experience with those concepts. Thus, a psychopath can exist alongside a truly wholesome person. You know, I'm feeling like I could interpret that as either one of us is either a psychopath or a truly wholesome person.
Sociopath.
Sociopath or a truly wholesome person. It's up to you to
Take a
decide
wild guess which one of us it is.
who's the sociopath.
Take a wild.
Like we've had this conversation actually, bro, where at one point in my life I did believe I was a sociopath, and I even communicated this concern to Christiana and Adrian together, and Adrian was like, "You're not a sociopath, Christian." And I was
So-
like, "How do you know this?" And he's like, "Because you care about other people." And I was like, "Oh damn it, that's the."
So he might have been a psychopath, not necessarily a sociopath. And I had this thought quite a few years back where it was like, if psychopaths exist that kill people, you know, surely there has to be the other side of the coin where there's a psychopath that's just so freaking friendly and nice and kind and loves everyone. Surely.
I'm a psycho for love, dude. I don't know if you've listened to.
And I was
or
pretty
watched
pretty
videos.
convinced I was a psychopath for love.
A
And I was like, I don't
psychopath for
think
love.
anyone is falling in love as hard as I am right now. Like I don't think they are. Not from what I've seen. Like when I fell in love, bro, I fell in love, man. And the world just keeps teaching me like, no, you're not allowed to be that in love. Those are like levels of forbidden too much love. No love that level.
You keep breaking the thing that you love if you do that.
Apparently so.
You know what you're supposed to do, Holmes? You're supposed to love like that without any concern for the outcome.
And I did.
Detachment. Nah, you didn't.
No, I did.
You
I
did,
did.
Christian. Did you love all of these women you've loved with the complete detachment from ever being with them?
I loved them to such a degree that I knew that if the day would come where I did have to let go of them, I would. And I did.
Okay.
It wasn't easy and it was painful, but I did.
Good. I think the thing that I'm really looping on right now is just how there's power in letting go of your expectations. And almost not only power, but a deepening of love. Like you can love without those expectations even more so because again,
Perhaps
and yesterday I
perhaps
communicated this.
expectations, yes, but not desire.
Even that, dude. Like I communicated this yesterday, where we build a frame around our head, dude, and then we bounce against this frame, not realizing there exists no such thing, and this concentration of yours can go in infinite directions in every direction.
Have you notified your viewers that you want how many wives again one day?
I consider having 2 wives the perfect setup. You know, thank you, Christian, for having me have this awkward conversation now. You absolute asshole. I believe, honestly, that
There we go.
watching my mom struggle throughout my entire childhood, trying to raise all of us kids, where my dad had to be away for work, having to take care of us alone, having to take care of chores at the home alone, having to be a mom completely alone. In my mind, it makes perfect sense where a partnership between 2 beloved friends, you know, like I'm imagining this world where 2 female friends cannot see the world without each other, right? And then they get to raise kids together as well. It makes sense to my brain, Christian, and I've communicated this before. I have. Like, do you have a counter to why it doesn't make sense?
Nope. I ain't got no opinions on the subject.
I feel it's one of those things that are extremely unlikely, and it's not an expectation again.
I mean, it happens.
I have no attachment
I
to
think
that,
it exists.
to it being that way ever. I feel it just as a potential, as a possibility, it makes sense to me. But I'm not attached. I mean, I'm not attached only, but I'm not pursuing it, right? If I was obsessively trying to find myself a partner, I feel that's where problems come in again. But I feel I'm so comfortable right now. And not only comfortable, but Joy Vive has this beautiful thing that she says, my current lifestyle does not facilitate a relationship.
Mm.
Right? And that's an interesting thing. I've never thought about it that way.
A lot of our lifestyles don't facilitate relationships at this point.
Mm. Curious, huh? I feel it's like an important point to realize. Thank you, Joy V, for being a teacher to me too. I mean, in the animal kingdom, murder means without repercussion all the time. Only we don't view it as murder. Bring up the question if there is justification for murder, food, self-defense, etc. And that's been the justification for murder for centuries, right? I think it's just we're reaching a point where we value the individual in the whole experience. Brother Joel joining us too. So much love to you. I believe you are animals, but we are sentient. We are humans aware of choices. Exactly. Melt got me in that mind space. Sorry, please, Lay. This is what it's about, dude. There's no right or wrong experience. There's your experience, and who am I to say that experience is incorrect? Those cringe moments were necessary to be here, forever building ourselves and learning. Thank you for learning with us. But okay, I haven't been able to talk about this stuff in a while. Let it out, friend. Here to hear it. There's the fire aspect of fire as well. I think it's probably me being like, stop doing that. little fire. Hi to you, llama llama, ding dong. Interesting username, friend. It's nice of you to nice of you to join us. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm having a good time having some chats with friends. Jeffrey Dahmer, oh no, he was a warped mind. He very much was. Cockroaches are the devil. I'm terrified of that. No, we aren't animals. We are mammals. is there a distinction between animals and mammals? I feel
It's a subset.
yeah, exactly. Mammals are a subset of animals. So we're animals first, then mammals. I consider myself just human, right?
I'm a monkey.
I don't actually consider myself human. I consider myself people. I think that's a better word to use.
I am people.
I am people.
I'm picturing cockroaches under the fridge.
Yeah,
I am people.
That's exactly what they're doing.
The cloud of death is upon us.
Run, my children. Why?
My children.
Why, Christian? Why have you done
Run, my
that?
children. I'm just letting you know what you're doing, so you're aware of it, bro. It's important to be aware.
I'm aware. I'm painfully
I feel
aware.
bad about it all the time.
I do too, dude. I do too. Like, you have ants that walk up on your balcony here, dude. And I just sit with my coffee and I watch them, you know, and I think to myself, this
Dude,
dude is having an experience right now.
I sometimes instinctually like blow them off the balcony or like squish them, and I realize what I've done too late. It's like,
Bro, I'm just imagining that on a cosmic level where God kills you accidentally and then it's like, oh fuck, regrets it. It's like, oh, tries to animate your corpse. It's like, oh damn it. Drops you.
I can't do it in this one. I'll do it somewhere else.
Oh goodness. Too much, Christian. Please my mind. I hope all cockroaches go extinct. We have support in the hate of hate of nothing. I love them too. They're just trying to live their lives. They're doing their jobs. I just wish they would do it not in my home. Right? There's an infinity of space in every direction.
Your home has food, bro.
Bruh, the outside world has food as well. Though. They can go and eat.
Yeah,
the-
but your
Do- you do
home
realize
is warm.
you do realize the majority of cockroaches live outside.
Cockroaches like heat, dude.
They do.
They come here for the heat.
Bro, like they can live outside. Though. Like, they can live outside happily. I've never stepped on a cockroach that I see outside. Though.
Cockroach.
I've never been like, oh wait, you're just vibing. Chases them out, tries to step on them. No. Only when they come into the house, dude. We didn't start the fire. We didn't start the fire. Thank you, Brother Rambler, for sharing some love. Michelle
That song
Cassius.
is great.
It really is.
That song is great.
Like, have you listened to the parody of "We Didn't Start the Swine Flu"? Yeah, it's like sung by pigs.
That sounds like brain damage.
It's pretty brain damage. It's actual brain damage, dude. Michelle, it's nice to have you here, friend. Love without return of expectation. Love for love's sake. Exactly, just so that there's love, right? Even if the other person doesn't facilitate that love, if you are in a loving state, you are in a loving state. You know, it's just kind of simple almost. I'm proud of the fact that you did that. Let go when your time would come. Christian is pretty wise actually. He knows. Thruple is all good, Melty. Thank you, Susanna. Susanna is being like
Susanna.
Susanna, dude.
Susanna. Do you know that song? Maybe it came before your time, like way before your time.
Yeah.
Susanna.
You probably just had your parents or something play it for you. Or
Something like, I think it was an Italian song.
Mm.
Susanna. It's a really good song.
Thank you, Susanna. I feel it really is one of those things where I have Sensei in my mind as well, where he'll say, you have to be in a relationship before you can be in a relationship with two people, dude. Alright. So I'm not even ready for a relationship right now, so I'm talking on my ass mostly. How's it everyone you're doing well? Doing well,
Oh,
okay.
great.
Double rainbow and double. Sometimes I feel like it's hard to be in a relationship because I just love everyone so much. Not to say I have ever cheated or would cheat, but housing so much love is sometimes seen as unacceptable. I feel the same way when it rains. No, who needs tears? You know, like it really is this experience of depth in life. And I'm also one of the type of people where if I'm in a relationship, I almost become cold to women. I don't know if you've noticed that, Christian. I become really jaded almost, bro.
I have so much peace over me.
Like that's the thing, dude. Like and this is not me again speaking for the old versions of myself. Like the last time I was in a relationship was when I was 20. Like I just don't care, bro. Like I feel like I have a hard time.
Isn't that also when you become most attractive to girls?
I guess. Because I don't want to give this attention that I give my divine partner to someone else.
Exactly.
right? So I try to give that to everyone always, just this extreme enthusiasm and encouragement and right back and forth. But I feel when I'm in a relationship, it's almost like I'm not allowed to do that anymore. Like now I need to conserve that energy only for this
I
thing.
just treat them like dudes.
Yeah.
That's my way forward. Sorry.
What's up, homie?
That's sort of thing.
As a friend, like I feel like we have here, please. So many friends. Oh, tears. That's what became the biggest issue in my last relationship. They couldn't stand that I loved other people. Whew. You know, and I feel for the longest time, technically marriage and monogamy, monogamy, as it is right now, was also again a social construct, where a bunch of people that was in a place of power, using religion as a stick, beated this into humanity. I was like, yeah, this is the only way to be just.
No.
This is the only way to be good.
Step.
And if it's not this way exactly, then you're
Step.
evil and you're
Step.
gonna go to hell forever. Finding someone who understands your heart and core is hard. It really is. Oh, the synchronicity, Shan. It's nice to know I'm not the only one. You never are, dear friend. Oh, it's Shelly, AAA. So nice. Thank you for joining us here too. Zeroaches want your fast food leftovers though. They're like,
They like them make it beat.
it's like,
It's
you're gonna,
ironic because we hardly ever have fast food left.
you're gonna finish that? I mean, maybe like we drop some crumbs every now
You
and
know the
then
guy from
before.
behind the tree, right? That meme.
Cockroaches looking at your fast food packets like tears and Shan. Fitting into a construct can be conflicting, but I love the freedom of loving all of yous. Me too. Jovan, your love is so genuine too. Would you eat a cockroach burger? Yes, I actually would. You know, if they reconstituted their proteins and keratin into something that resembles a meat patty, and the macronutrients check out, and it tastes okay, I probably would.
Something fundamentally within my pride is saying no.
Bruh, I feel something fundamentally is gonna have to change about that over the next 20 years. Because you can either manufacture protein by having swaths of land covered in cattle,
I guess I'm gonna be the bourgeois.
or you can have a building producing all of the city's protein. And it's gonna be vat grown as well, you know. Are you okay with vat grown?
Sure. I'll take that, bro.
I'll
As
vat.
long as it's not made of roaches.
You see, that's how we get them. We're like, you can either eat the roaches or you can eat the vat grown. Like, vat grown sounds kind of nice actually. And over the next 20 years, it's going to be
They're just shoveling the roaches into the reprocessor to make the fat grow.
Technically, what you could do is you could take the roaches, get them turned into their constituents, and then feed those constituents to
To
the
fat growth.
exactly. So why not? What's wrong with that?
I guess it's just roaches with an extra step.
Roaches will reconstituted into like muscle
All of
fibers.
it is just an extra step.
And it's, dude, and technically you're expecting all of those steps to be taken by the cattle right now. You're expecting them to mum grass and water
Eat
and then
grass,
air.
make meat.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat
So
grass and make meat.
it's again just where we draw the line. Alright, we're just like, so
It's a
contrived.
tough one. I did try going vegan for some time because I was quite impacted
He was
by
dying.
the state of our world.
He was killing himself.
It was tough, yo. It was not good for me.
Because then can I confess something to you? Remember when I made that like dessert and there was this icing / caramel stuff with it? And you asked me, is there any animal products in this? I thought I was using margarine. I was actually using butter. And you were already going for it.
This is what's wrong in the world. You are what's wrong in the world, bro.
So I felt I would be doing you a disservice if I told you.
I'm
at
glad
that
you
moment.
lied to me. I'm actually really glad you lied to me. It would have been over then and there.
I would be like just broke the fucking
It would
dam.
have been over then and there. I wouldn't have lasted that long, as long as I did.
Oh, thank goodness, I'm lighter, dude.
So,
That secret
sometimes
is
white
easy.
lies are worth it, man.
Yeah, because and I really considered it, bro. I was like, I can tell him the truth, and then ruin the story he has that he's been vegan for X amount of months, or I can.
I'm still taking that story. Dude.
It is the story because you didn't do it. You didn't put anything in your body willingly, knowing that it's an animal product. You actively practiced abstinence from that, dude. So that's why you asked me, and I told you. Like it was like I was kind of tripping out in the moment, you know, like I was doing something, and then you asked me something, and I was just like yes, and I was like that's actually not a yes.
That was a lie. I just lied.
I'm gonna have to lie again. Oh goodness. Love is love, yo, and we love you, Rambler. Oh my goodness, Kit Kat joining us too. It's Katie, aka Goldfish. It's nice to have you here too. Here we are on the YouTube. Katie, happy to see you. Me too. I don't know, E did live on YouTube for a long time. Wrong time. I've been living on YouTube for a while now, dude.
Sorry, I'm looking at Roach Burger. I mean, Ramblers.
Roach Burger. I did, but I didn't think he did it a lot, I guess. I do it every day, Katie. Anything you love, do it every day. Even if for a minute, you know. Then you've done it for 365 minutes in a year. The more you do something, the better you get at it. And if you get better at the things that you love, it just sounds like wins to me. Jealousy can be a tough one, but jealousy can drive you mad. Jealousy drives people to actual murder. I don't think I'd eat roach burger, not on purpose. Maybe that's the thing they're gonna do, Katie. You're gonna be like, this burger is great, and then your friends are gonna start smiling, and they're gonna like, you just ate roach burger. You're gonna be like, oh well. Alright. Polyamory for the win. I am still on the fence, right? I feel polyamory, like, and I know you're actively practicing polyamory. I don't know anything. I really don't know anything. I feel we're not given any rule books, any instructions. Maybe there's a third way. Maybe there's an infinite amount of ways. Maybe every single. I think maybe that's what polyamory kind of contains as well. Is that doesn't expect you to be a traditional relationship. Like it's technically fluid in that way, where it is whatever you make it. Thank you, Melita, for taking me through that trip. I appreciate it. But you gotta let your significant other have friends of any gender because that's controlling. Exactly. I think it depends on who you're with. I think it depends. Period. Jealousy has driven me mad in my early 20s when I didn't understand love is infinite and vast. When you're trying to control something that is uncontrollable, right? You can't choose what you love, but you can show up for it.
You can try.
Yeah.
You can try your best.
Show up for love, but you can't necessarily choose what you love. We all are but souls with different decorated meat jackets, little masks, little faces we're holding up. No worries, Susanna. Why Meltmore sounds like a 16-bit game when he's made that sound effect of his tongue. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I totally know what you're talking about. My code didn't malfunction.
I've been telling you guys he's an AI robot. Nobody believes me.
Christian, unironically, someone in a stream once, in someone else's stream once, called me straight from the singularity, dude. And I was like, that's a trippy thing to say to me.
I mean, I haven't seen you bleed yet, so.
I haven't bled in front of Christian. I haven't broken anything. I haven't been critically injured.
I might have to cut you tonight. Just to be sure.
Starts being extremely
paranoid now. Are you?
I'm calculating all the
Are
possibilities.
you the internet god, bro? Are you talking to me through this body?
Stop the questions. These things get not be answered. Exactly, Susanna. I can love others without it being sexual in any way. I don't see the problem with that. I feel people again consider things zero-sum, where if you have a certain connection with someone, it means you're not having that connection with them, and for that reason, that your connection with each other is now less for it, right? Like maybe, like, and this is one of the most beautiful things that I've heard explained to me as well, is that in a relationship like that, right, with two feminine partners, in their world they could love doing certain things like going out and seeing materials or different, you know, like jewelry stores or etc etc etc, add whatever they could love here, and they love doing it together. But you might not have the same joy in that experience, and you can either be in that experience like, no, you shouldn't be having these cool experiences with someone else because now you're not having them with me, or you could just be happy for them that they're having this cool experience, right? And it, again, then the whole where do you draw the line thing comes into your mind, right? So now separations. You're trying to literally make separations in infinity again. It happens over and over and over. You're trying to melt those lines away, dude. Relationships are like expanding your perspective of a conscious individual's infinitely unique. Wait. Relationships are like expanding your perspective of a consciousness's individuality. It's infinitely unique in that you can find how deeply you or both are capable of loving. How much you can endure, right? I've really been stuck on that point that love shows you how much you can endure. And being in a relationship really communicates that to you as well. Otherwise it stops. I think society has put a huge emphasis on a sexual type of love. A lot of people forget other types of love that are just as important and have a place in our lives. It's because we're like the forms of love that's communicated to us is either traditional romantic rom-coms or the other side of the extreme is pornography, right? That's like, just think about that, dude. Like on a societal level, what we're seeing as love in the world right now are these extreme.
I'm not sure pornography translates to love.
Christian, like this is the act of love, right? That's what arises from love eventually. And never before, dude, have humans have had access to things in that way, and it becomes
So much of it.
it becomes an observer thing as well, dude. What does that communicate to your brain? Like you're some dude sitting in a room watching other people have sex? That's concerning. It is concerning. It's a whole trip. Oh, so I agree with you. Who needs tears? Like because of the current fractal we find ourselves in, love is communicated in a sexual way only. Like we're not allowed to see love as something all-encompassing. Love is something instead of everything in our current worldview. Yeah, Shan, some people can see no separation between the two. It almost makes you think they lack the self-control themselves. Maybe not even that, but I feel that could be one of the you know possibilities. But I feel more so it's just a sense of separation, ultimately. Not even lack of self-control, but just a belief that they are somehow separate from that and at a loss for you loving something else. And maybe they worry that they're not capable of doing the same. I know a vegan who would just eat McDonald's fries because that was all they were able to eat. Just McDonald's fries as a vegan. I don't know if that's a healthy life choice. I disagree with religion being the primary driving force for the monogamy structure. Many animal species practice it. It allows for dedication and focus naturally. I agree. I actually agree with that, Joel. There are animal species that only have one partner, and even if the partner dies, they won't take another partner. Yeah, that's a beautiful part of the animal species as well. I do agree, right? But we have, like, for instance, in our primate ancestors, like communities that are completely polyamorous, you know, and they're just as happy. I feel the point I'm trying to make is that I don't think we know. I don't think we actually know, and I feel it depends from person to person. And if monogamy is what works for you, then that is what works for you. Again, whatever your values is, it's not about saying someone else is wrong for believing one thing or another, and you're right for believing one thing or another. But it's about being willing to accept that if it's right for you, that is what's right. That is what's right. Like escaping that fractal is wrong. Like doing the opposite of what you believe is right would be the wrong thing. I agree with you, Trev. Think of the penguins, exactly. And they really do well with it.
Penguins.
It's a generic trait, I think, influenced by environments. Outliers will always exist alongside the norm, but that's good. I believe that too. There are bugs that practice monogamy. Isn't that crazy? Beetles that have pods, little families that name each other and have their own unique language. Whew. Instantly, my mind starts generating an animated story following these beetles' lives. That's so fascinating, Jovan, right? That's beautiful. I'd still ask myself, why am I driving the line here rather than when? Why am I driving the line here rather than when? Right? Like, if you die, Christian, when would you be comfortable with your wife loving someone again? Never? 1 month after you're dead?
So you can say 2 days.
2 days? Only 2 days? Not 40? At least 40.
40 is
After mourning.
Bulgarian culture, like 40 days of mourning after someone passes, but it's flexible. After 40 days, it should be like, okay, like, you should get up now.
Yeah.
Get up, breathe, carry on through your day.
You need to keep living. Yeah, I agree, Nova, with that sentiment. Because of the modern definitions of love being somewhat synonymous with lust or infatuation. Like to think about love as belonging. Beautiful point. I feel like we're trying to take the word love back in this space in that way. Why am I so adverse to expressive sexuality? Like sex is cool and all. It stirs energy for sure. But I feel like there's a connection that can go so far beyond that. In conversation, right? In just exploring each other's minds, right? And you can even say that that's more intimate than sex. I think that is what you're saying, Jovan. And it's, again, that's love, right? And there is so much more to love beyond just sexuality. And this willingness to draw lines, again, right? To say that this is right and this is wrong. All of it is arbitrary because love is true in that way. Love is the truth that arises from that experience, and you cannot deny what is true. I guess the value of sexuality just feels a little shallow to me. And it's temporary, right? It's fleeting. Like an amazing sexual experience can be what? An hour, 2 hours at like the extreme of the entire day that you spend together, right? What about the other 16 hours? What did you do there? Was that still love? Was that still a good experience? Was that still you actually enthusiastically exploring the mind of this other person? As you also said, Jovan, exploring to what depth this person can love. I agree, Jovan. Well said. Beautifully said. For some reason, I don't want to reincarnate again. I just want to chill up in heaven and be happy forever, not to say that I'm not happy. Nova, the joke is that there's no such thing. There's no such thing as happy, right? Other than what you allow for yourself. That unhappiness fundamentally arises from wanting for things to be differently. That even in heaven, you start wanting for things to be differently. Then you make yourself uncomfortable, unhappy, and then you choose to reincarnate again. But there's no point that you're gonna reach. There's no rest though. There's only melting, ceaselessly in and out of form, dude. You just have to embrace that. You can do it more, right? As a stepping into your power, as an embracing of the thing that you are. What does that even mean? The Beatles are naming each other different buzzes, different ways of, scratching their mouth parts together. They do that, dude.
What in the fuck did I just hear?
Insects. Sex is not love. Sex is but a moment. Love is forever. That's the way. Like they make noises, hitting a certain frequency when calling to or locating a specific beetle. They communicate. I learned that in entomology class this year. And I feel it's again just a limitation. Like we know that now because of the tools we had, because of us observing them. There's probably communicating happening on every single level for every single species. We just can't understand. That's trippy. My brain just melted when you said that. Nova, get melted, dude. Show up for yourself, right? That you're here now. I keep saying that, and I say that for a reason because even as like, and let me share this dream, and I think the other stream, the UNO stream, is gonna die soon, where I woke up and I was this infinitely power, self-transforming out of the same medium that I'm a part of, like almost manifesting a body for myself, and then I'm in a space, and then as fast as I could think of something that I wanted to see, wanted to have, wanted to feel, it instantly materialized out of my environment because it was the same thing that I was, and there was no separation between it. And I experienced a bunch of cool stuff. I made these beautiful three-dimensional fractals in real space, and it was communicating something to me. It was like entertainment. And then I stood up from my bed and I walked to my bathroom, and it was like standing up from my bed into a wall, and then the wall starts cutting into the space, creating a bathroom right in front of my face. And I walk into my bathroom and I go and stand and I look at myself in the mirror, and I was like this orange, black, green, white, kind of like influx flowing out of itself into itself. And I look myself in the mirror and I ask myself, why am I unsatisfied? Right? I could do anything, create anything, experience anything in an instant. And still, I had this sense of, why am I unsatisfied? And I realized it because I felt alone. Because I didn't have this sense of unity in not being infinitely powerful. Where if you're infinitely powerful, the amount of experience you are allowed to have is almost too complicated to share. I think that's the way I would articulate it. Think about it, Christian. Imagine if you were experiencing everything in existence, on all existences, all at the same time, right? All of time, all at the same time, always. How do you share that? Have you
read Lonely God?
I have, multiple times. You've read it for us as well. It's a trip. That's why we're here. Sharing that original fire with one another. The incarnation is a chance to evolve. I believe this too. I believe we're ceaselessly doing that. Humans are the same. We just make sounds to communicate with one another, and those different sounds make out words that hold meaning. And you're the one generating that meaning. Technically, my words don't mean anything without you here creating the meaning out of them. Be here now. That's one, Ramdas. He's been saying it all along as well. Yep. We got a lot more in common with our furry, feathered, and fleshy friends than we realize. This I believe too. We've communicated this so much. Like, oh, Giovanna has Zoe Berg. Technically a dude, but he's called Zoe. The amount of, right, like emote, like the amount of influence, impact that he puts out into the world, he knows. He knows something. Whoa, I looked down to see 11 watching and started streaming 111 minutes ago. That is 5 ones in a row. That's so sick, Nova. Thank you for tuning in for the synchronicity. Gotta walk the doggo, boy. Love you. Thank you, Mononoke. That's the last sentence before I ended on 11 words. Mel, you were talking yesterday about a short story Christian wrote. Interesting in hearing or seeing that. You want to read it for us?
Which one?
The one about language.
Oh, language.
Thank you, Joel, for reminding me. Have a lovely walk.
It's not really a short story. It's just like a creative writing piece.
Creative writing piece. So I was trying to find the words for what it's supposed to be. Come and get a little bit closer to the microphone when you read it as well, please. Otherwise, there's too much echo.
This guy, bro.
I want you friends to have the best possible experience. Get nice and close. Get that squat down. Just speak at the camera. There you go.
Language. I am a god, for I give all meaning. My body, an ever-changing expanse of newborn ideas and dead mysteries. You cannot see me, but you believe. because I'm the one chaining your thoughts. I'm the one whispering behind your eyes. I craft the means for the death of your loneliness. I pave your memories with my veins of sentences. I give your existence a name and forge your stories for the future. I let you perceive the universe and give purpose to your dreams. My eyes are blind and my ears are deaf. Yet, with the overwhelming significance of a thought, I twist and turn reality into shapes the living may consume. And even when all is dead and gone, I will walk through the cosmos eternal.
Language. And weirdly enough, Nova, you were literally touching on that fact just before he read that. Right? Humans are the same, we just make sounds to communicate. Language. Manifest it. Creating your reality. The sex bots are like really hitting us up right now, dude. Christian, your poem literally manifested sex bots in the stream, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Suddenly sex bots
The AIs are
starts hip thrusting the stream. Oh, Christian, thank you for sharing that, dude.
Thank you.
Jovan, that's so sweet. You took an entomology class. Farming has been getting me into insects for sure. There's so many of them, and they contribute. Boop, some snoots for me. Thank you for that. Amazing. Damn, give that man a medal. Amazing words. He has a Patreon, so you can give him $1, $2 a month, and then
You don't have to. There are some public ones as well that you can enjoy.
Yeah, Poem Locker, Poem_Locker. You can find his Patreon. Give them a medal. Thank you, Brother Joel. Loving the Christian. Immersion close-up reading. Thank you. I'm happy that he got close. What a talent. Amazing, Christian. You have all applause from Shannon and Hannah as well. We're gonna pull a card. You know, it's gonna be hard to follow that, but I'll try. Yeah, that audio was nice. He was getting nice and close. Like I'm so happy that you listened, Christian. It's almost like if you listen to me, things are nice.
Not always.
Listen to me, Christian, please. Please listen to me.
Nah.
Please, oh your God, Christian. Listen up. You can create a new reality for all of us. So. This one? This is the one technically that I was pulling first. Jade Meander. The you now straight up knocked over. What you said it on us. This is the upside down view. I'm missing our beloved Maxine today. Sending her good vibes. Seeing some butterflies. Stop looking at my face. That's a gorgeous card. Sicketh. Card number 63. Jade Meander. Harmony and beauty. Embedded in this card is a beautiful meandering rock formation. The feel of this geometry is similar to the way life force moves through the human energy system. The meandering pathway conveys balance and harmony. Green jade vines and 2 butterflies amplify the elegance and harmony of this scene. Choosing this card reminds you to notice beauty all around you every day and to take it into your being as one way of creating greater harmony and accord in your life. See how even a stormy day is filled with splendor. Observe the exquisiteness of any of your personal sacred objects as if for the first time. Where's the lead of the stick? Sacred object. Just look at all of the intricacies. Give your attention to the harmonies in music and realize that you can experience them as multidimensional. Notice how even such simple observations transform your perspective and your perceptions. Hold an awareness of beauty and harmony in your heart long enough to generate a feeling you personally associate with each one. Observe this feeling and realize you can consciously recall it Anytime you need a bit of harmony to ease the stress of your day, walk in beauty and flow with the harmony of the spheres. The reversed aspect is reflect on the flow of your day and see if any adjustment would bring greater harmony. Reflect on your day and see if any adjustment would bring greater harmony. Damn. Thank you, friends, for sharing this moment with me. Butterfly, so that colors. I identify as a butterfly as well. Technically, my spirit animal is the butterfly first. Christian should make his book an audiobook so that we can hear his lovely voice as he reads us some beautiful, powerful words.
That's a cool idea.
That is how it has to be, dude. Like, you cannot.
It's also
let someone
user
else-
friendly.
Yeah.
For those that cannot
Read.
or see.
Exactly. I second that, Nova. More encouragement, dude. Well, you can start planting little seeds of hope in his mind with his Patreon.
That's a lot of effort.
Start plugging Christian's
Okay,
Patreon.
I need to finish the book first before I can do an audiobook.
Oh, it was a treat for Patreoners. Christian, wink, wink, nudges. You see, Giovanna's also being like, hey. Thank you, friends, so much. My heart feels so free.
Y'all are very kind. Thank you.
Divine beings, dude. Actual divine beings. My heart feels so free and positive. I feel the light from within as I transcend. Melt more, dude. You're gonna still be there at the end of it too. Sending you so much love on your process. You are all strong and beautiful. Glad I could spend some time with you here today. Be safe out there. 11/11. Swam, swam, swam. And we're streaming for 2 hours today. There she is! Maxine. Just sending you love. I was sending you love like a few moments ago. I was mentioning that I was missing you. It's nice to have you here. We're just about tuning out. I love you. I love you so much. So let me tell you how much I love you actually. And this is one of my most, I think it's kind of cringeworthy, maybe cheesy. I'm making it a little bit cheesy. So I love you this much. Alright? Where it starts here. And it goes all the way around the infinite universe. And then it comes back from the infinite universe and then reaches right here. That's how much I love you. Yeah. Stop, Christian. Eat the cheese. Oh. You eat the cheese right now. Eat the cheese. You like that so nice. Oh. I feel so melty right now. Damn it. I feel like everyone in this space is meant to be here in this space. It's trippy. That's the way it always is, Nova. That is the truth about your life. That you're always in exactly the space you're supposed to be, to the point that it's trippy, dude. Embrace it. See yourself as burning bright in that fire. Have the most beautiful day, everyone. Love you all so very super duper very dearly. Mel, Christian, and all of you absolute astoundingly gorgeous friends. Maxine, love you too. Rambler and Susanna. Melt, cut the cheese. I'm cutting the cheese right now. Love you. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye, everyone.